Hey guys, Jeff Coltenback here. I just wanted to share with you some video excerpts from a video tutorial I sent to a boarding and training client of mine. As many people know, I do low-cost boarding and training here at my house for rescues, 501c3s, and shelters when applicable. So the following video is me working with, he's a big puppy, about a year old or so, a hound pointer type mix, and he had some food guarding issues. So I just wanted to show you some clips of where he was at, some of the things that I've done along the way to counter condition his previous behavior, and where he is now. So take a quick peek, and just so you know, I hate to do this, but I have to offer a disclaimer. You know, this video and any of the applications shown during this video is not a substitute or replacement for professional training. If you ever have a dog that has behavioral issues, please consult your veterinarian or your dog trainer / behaviorist to assist you in the process. So step one would be obviously thinking of safety measures. We always have to think of safety. No one wants to get bit, that's for sure. So utilizing a crate or a kennel for the purpose of these exercises is really a safe and effective approach when you're first starting out with counter conditioning the dog that food guards, or in a worst case scenario, food aggressive. And we'll get into the difference in a minute between food guarding and food aggression. But as you can see, step one is, we'll put the bowl in the crate or kennel. And then we're just going to sit there, and the dog's going to go through his or her posturing. We're going to allow that to happen. We're not going to push the dog too far, too fast. And we want to start the positive association with our presence while the dog is eating. As you can tell in the video, as soon as the dog calms down a little bit, I'll toss him a treat. If he's posturing, I don't do anything. I just stay there. I don't look at him. I just want my presence to be felt by him, so he understands that my presence is no threat to his primary resource, which is food. As the dog gets used to our presence and the growling or posturing starts to become less and less as the days or weeks go by, we can start moving forward and throwing more treats in there, more positive association with our presence. Now, this is not positive reinforcement. This is more positive association with our presence. Many times dogs that, especially rescue dogs, we don't know what their past was. We don't know if or what happened to them that caused them to develop this behavior. So it's our responsibility to take it slow, assess each dog as an individual, each situation as an individual situation, and we assess and we move forward from there. And generally what we want to do is, again, we have to create a positive association with our presence, okay? Our presence or our hand approaching the bowl is not going to be interpreted by the dog as a deprivation of its food. There you go, buddy. Good boy. Good job. Good job. So our initial objective is we just need to be able to sit down. He's gonna grumble a little bit, or maybe not. So you can see his posture's not bad, but he's grumbling. So we're not going to do much. We just need to start sitting next to him while he's eating and just kind of let him work through it. When he settles, I'm going to give him a little treat. Here, buddy. Good boy. He wouldn't even take the treat the other day. Here, buddy, come on. Good job, buddy. So even though he's still grumbling, he's softening up a little and he's shifting away from the food just for a little treat. Here, buddy, come on. Yeah. Here, bub. Here you go. Yeah. Good boy. Good job. So he stops growling, and then I'm going to back away. Wait for him to settle again. Much better, buddy. Here you go. Anytime his growl settles, we toss a treat in. Good boy. Good job, buddy. As time goes on and we're working through this process, we want the dog to have a positive association with our presence, and then we can move, forward with, reaching our hand towards the bowl and presenting a treat to the dog. Maybe tossing a treat on the side of the bowl so the dog has to abandon the bowl to get the treat. Right? The purpose here is to create that positive association. This is different from positive reinforcement, right? We're not talking psychological terms here, we're talking lay terms, right? Just think, a positive, good association with the presence of a human being, right? That's what we're trying to accomplish here, okay? And as time goes on, little by little, the behavior becomes less and less. There's more of a positive association. The dog is going to associate our presence and our hand approaching the bowl as not only will it be a positive and he gets more food, but will disconnect him from the thought or feeling of that deprivation of the resource. At its core, whether it's food guarding or food aggression, there is a level of fear involved as the dog sees it, where they're going to be deprived of one of their most crucial life sources, which is food, the number one resource to a dog. So it's our responsibility, whether we're working with our own pets or we're training or we're rescue people, we have to take it slow. This is one of those things where you don't want to push a dog. You don't want to do anything too harsh, and I'm not talking about physical harsh. You can be overly invasive to a dog just by pushing with your presence too much. We want to take it slow. We want to find the threshold in which the dog is able to succeed and eat peacefully in our presence. And again, as time goes on, we assess each stage of the process, and then we offer more food. Now, as the dog progresses and things are going well, and you're able to feed the dog, and the dog is in the kennel eating, no more growling, no more posturing with your presence, then what you could do is you could take the dog and feed the dog, but away from the crate. We want to remove the dog from the crate, right? Again, if there's some kind of association with the crate and food, we want to detach the dog from that. Remember, this is all about positive association, okay? This isn't about corrections or anything like that, okay? So we want to move the dog away from the crate, and we want to bring the dog to, quote unquote, a neutral location, and we want to start the feeding process there, okay? So, you'll see in the next video how we start doing this. Down. Good boy, sit. Good boy, down. Good boy, sit. Good boy, down. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Okay. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Good boy, Charlie. Good boy. Now, as you can see all along in the process, each time that there's an association with me or my hand, there's always going to be some kind of positive reward. I'm adding to the food. I'm not taking away, okay? We want the dog to understand that our presence, our hand, it's more, right? The dog is getting more. There's no deprivation, okay? That's key to understanding, that at its core, right, whether it's guarding or aggression, especially if we don't know the root cause, we just have to assume there's some kind of fear involved, fear that the dog feels that he's going to be deprived of its most important resource, which is food. So again, I hate to beat a dead horse, but it's important to understand the positive association that we're trying to attain here. Sit. Hey. Sit. Good. There you go. Good job, buddy. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. Here, come over here. Look. There. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Here. There you go. That. Good job. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Here, look. Good boy. Sit. Good job. Okay. Good boy, Charlie. Yes. Sit. Good boy. Come here, paw. Good boy. There you go. Good job, Cookie. That's a good boy. Very good. So one word about food guarding versus food aggression, and I hate to use the word hate, but I hate to use the word aggression here because aggression is thrown around way too much, I believe. Okay, and although for the purpose of this discussion, I'll use the term aggression just to make it easier to discuss. Because once we start talking about aggression, we could talk about fear aggression, territorial aggression, ad infinitum. Right. The purpose here is just to talk about food guarding versus food aggression. Okay. Guarding, generally, the dog will posture, right? Growling, maybe a stiff posture, maybe a little bit of the whale eye, the little, get away from my food, right? At no time will the dog be willing to abandon its resource to protect it, right? Now, if we approach, the dog may feel the need to escalate its behavior, right, to aggress, but at face value, if a dog is just posturing and growling, remember, that is just the dog communicating to us that she or he is uncomfortable, right? And we're talking about face value here. I'm not getting too nitty-gritty here, right? Food aggression, on the other hand, okay, we're talking a whole different type of animal, literally, okay? And I've dealt with both many times over the years, okay? The food aggressive dog is willing to bite from the get-go. The food aggressive dog is willing to abandon its resource to protect it, i.e. go after the threat, if you will, okay? And at least that's how I see it. Obviously some of these things can be interpreted and defined differently by trainers. I'm not saying other trainers are right or wrong. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just explaining to you my interpretation and how I differentiate between the two, okay? And let me tell you, I promise you they are two completely different types of animals, okay? The animal here in the video, he guards his food, okay? At no time was I ever in jeopardy of being bit. Obviously I took it slow and I protected myself, but at no time did this animal exhibit any kind of quote aggressive behavior, right? Guarding, posturing, growling, they're just forms of communication. It's up to us to assess, comprehend that, and take the necessary steps forward to counter-condition the dog from what it was, right, which is feels the need to guard and quote-unquote protect its food, to that positive association with our presence and reaching in and holding the bowl and all these things. So I hope this helps. Again, this is a superficial video. This is not nitty-gritty. It's not too detailed, but just to give people some insight into the slow progression of how this needs to take place, okay?